Hello, everybody. It's Father Richard with the last final finds of the year. Could be my last video of the year, man. I've been having problems with the sound, so I don't know if I need to take my phone in, get a new phone. I don't know. Anyways, first album I'm going to show is a Record Store Day album that I bought maybe 2 months ago. It's a Record Store Day from April, and it's the Gun Club live at the Hacienda 1983. Really good album, dude. I mean, I was surprised at how good this is. I have the DVD of it, and this sounds much better than the DVD. So, yeah, things do sound better on vinyl, you know. And yeah, with Patricia Morrison on it, just a fantastic set list. Just a really good record, dude. Highly recommend. And it has this inner sleeve with these little pictures that are pretty much worthless. And I think it's on color. Yeah, it's on colored vinyl. And this is what the vinyl looks like. But let me say something about colored vinyl. Colored vinyl, for the most part, sounds just as good as black vinyl. I don't care what anybody says. If they say different, they're just repeating crap they've heard, or they're full of shit. But when you have colored vinyl with the split colors, there is a difference. And the reason why is, from what I'm told, the different colors have different settings at the pressing plant when you're pressing it. So this record, when it's on the clear part, you don't hear anything, and then you hear. So there is an issue with the colored vinyl, especially if you have those half and halves or like this. There is an issue with the colored vinyl. Now that said, with this record, it's not really an issue. You don't hear that except for at the very beginning and I guess at the dead wax. This is a live album. There's always something going on. There's always music or background noise, so you don't really hear that. But yeah, if you're buying an audiophile album, it's probably, and that's probably why they don't do it with audiophile albums, you know. But anyways, great album this is. Now, because of this purchase, on this Record Store Day, Black Friday, I decided I was going to pick up this one. Live at the Hacienda, 1984. And again, it's a very similar album cover. You know, just different shot of Lee Pierce and Patricia Morrison. And this one is not good. I can't believe how much difference. I have bootlegs that sound better than this. Good set. It's just it's not a good recording, you know. So, kind of disappointed with this one. I would not recommend the 84 live at the Hacienda. The 83, pick it up, dude. And it comes with a very similar inner sleeve and very similar record, just different color. And again, you have that same issue. But you don't hear it because the record, you know, there's music going on. There's no quiet spots on the album. But I'm not going to hear it on that album because I probably won't play that one again. And I'm thinking of purging some records next year, and that probably will be one. Now, the only other record I got on Record Store Day was the Heartbreakers LAMF demo sessions. Fantastic. Now, I was a bit concerned that it was going to be the same as this record. This is like on Jungle Records. This is Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers LAMF demos, outtakes, and alternate mixes. This has 16 songs on it. 5 of the songs are identical, so not too bad, you know. I got 11 songs on here that are not on here, so it was not really pretty cool. And this sounds great. My record's just almost fell, almost. This is not going good. Oh. Yeah, so very good, dude. As far as Johnny Thunder's demos, I'm probably done. A wise man named Bit Bop Boom once said, "How many versions of So Alone do you need? You know, or Born to Lose, So Alone." I need that album, So Alone. But yeah, this is a really good. Recommend it if you don't have any of Johnny Thunder's. This is a good album to start with, man. And it did come with this insert. I guess they call it a poster on here. Yeah, 12-inch poster. That's not my definition of a poster. And it comes with this really good inner sleeve with really cool pictures, you know. The pictures on that Gun Club are pretty worthless. This one's pretty cool. And words. Really good words. And this one's on Jungle Records too, yeah. Jungle Records, I have like 3 Johnny Thunder's albums on it. And they're all good. All 3 are good. Nice pink. Very pretty. I'm partial to pink. Now the next 3 are 3 I ordered from Bomp Records in Los Angeles. And I picked up the second Deerfield album. Came out in 1971. This is their live album. I spoke about their first album. It came out in 1970, a studio album. This is a private press, and apparently somebody in Texas had a case of these records, and they just put them out for sale. And Bomp Records bought. You could, I guess Bomp Records put out feelers for who would be interested, and they determined how many they wanted to buy on that. But yeah, this is cool. This one has more jams on it than the studio album. I mean, there's only 3 songs on side 1, 2 songs on side 2. A lot of guitar jamming, kind of like Neil Young with Crazy Horse. I mean, they're not maybe that good, but it is really good. Really good live album. Sounds fantastic. And they're a really good band, man. I highly recommend that. It's probably going to be hard to find because there was only like 500 pressed. And it's on Flat Rock Records. Deerfield Live. This is actually a new album, though it's a 1971 album. And yeah, it sounded fantastic. So yeah, I have both Deerfields. And with that, I ordered that. It wasn't cheap. But they had it was either a 10% or 20% off, and that's when I bought it. And I went ahead and bought 2 others at the same time. And one of the others is Davey Allen and the Arrows Fuzz Fest. Davey Allen is a famous guitar player from the 60s. His one biggest hit was Apache 65. He was on a lot of soundtracks, Wild Angels, Devil's Angels, and Angels. He never really got to release an album, that he was totally in charge of. It was always soundtracks and stuff for the most part. This came out in 1998. It's pretty much the same thing, but this sounds better, High Rent District just did a video about, old geezer rock, I guess he just saw X and he was, contemplating on, do I really need to see this band that is playing the same stuff they did 40 years ago? And I would say, a band like the Rolling Stones, they're not near as good as they were back in the 60s and 70s and even 80s. But this record is better. It sounds better. So it's it just depends. And I'm an old geezer, so but yeah, I'm not a big fan of old geezer rock. This has a lot of fuzzy guitar. It's mostly new stuff written by Dave Allen and his band. There's 2 songs by Henry Mancini And those two, the guitars are, the solos are more like Jimi Hendrix, not real fuzzy, but it's more like a pedals and, like a Jimi Hendrix sound. And then this last song, Roswell, New Mexico, the guitars are really clean sounding, they're a clean rock guitar, so it varies. It's all instrumental. Now what's funny, they say guest musicians, a guy on keyboards, one on sitar, and then one voice. I don't hear any sitar or any singing on this record at all. And I only heard keyboards on the very last song. And they're very faint, and they're way in the background. But yeah, it's a good album. If you like instrumental, it's not all surf rock, but you know what I mean. That 60s instrumental stuff, it's pretty good. And I'll pull it out now. On Glorious Black Vinyl. And it's Total Energy. And I believe this is like a recent repress, because it says Total Energy, but it also says Alive / Total Energy. And Alive is a subsidiary of Bomp. So that's why Bomp was offering it. And the last album I bought from Bomp is a T-Model Ford. I Was Born in a Swamp. Now, Doctor and the Kid, I showed this on the live stream, and the question was, they wanted each on the panel to show a record that has a bad album cover. And I pulled this one out. I mean, it came to my mind. This is a terrible shot of T-Model Ford. I mean, it looks like it's 4 a.m. He's all hungover. He's plastered. He's got piss stains on his pants. But then you look at the back, and it's like a professional shot on the back. It doesn't make any sense at all. Terrible album cover. This album is taken from 2 sessions, and you can clearly tell the difference between the sessions. The one session, it's more acoustic, and there's an intro on each side where he's just talking, and those are taken from that session. And then the other session, the songs are it's more of a band. There's quite a few musicians here, listen, and I have a feeling most of those are on that second session. And it's more of a swampy, that real raw sounding, like R.L. Burnside thing. But yeah, this is a really good album, man. I'm sure Bomp still has it, and if you're into the blues, I recommend it. And it's on a beautiful reddish. Yeah, it's red. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Think about it. On Alive Records. So yeah, those are the 3 records I got from Bomp about a month or so ago. And I think I got a couple more. And this next one is probably my favorite release of the year. And it's Alien Nose Job. Stained Glass. Just fantastic record, dude. Great, straight ahead rock and roll, punk rock. But, Shuffling Like Cows. Sounds like a 1970s AC/DC. It's just a hard-hitting, good rock and roll album, Good punk rock, that's what it is, Cool album cover. It has a insert with words, and the words are a highlight of the album, actually. I'm not a words guy, but the first song on side 2 is a rock and roll rubbish bin, and it starts out, rock and roll was born in 1956. Nobody plays it right. It gives me the shits. The first song on side 1, the opening song of the album, is Beatles versus Stones. It is fantastic, and the words are great. Lennon and McCartney traded suits for the bizarre. They became kooky and arty, swapped their guitars for sitars. They got their lucky break, then they broke it up in 4. They found their lead singer lying on the men's room floor. Richards and Jagger, the leaders of the Stones, or so it seemed after they drowned out poor old Brian Jones. And it goes on. It just, tongue-in-cheek, great album. It's my favorite album of the year. And that's what it looks like on Total Punk Records. Just a great one. And the last two, it looks like, I'm pretty sure here. This is one I bought several months ago, but never got around to showing it. It's a split. 3 songs from each band. You got Head Heat and Mind Force. I bought this because of the Mind Force. This is on Triple B Records. A record label, I really don't buy anything from them anymore. Their stuff is too samey. And the only band that really sticks out to me is Mind Force. The singer's great. They're hard-hitting. This is I guess you would call them a heavy metal band. Head Heat. Mind Force is like, I guess, a punk band with very heavy metal leanings. And there goes the code for the upload. I mean, they got guitar, a little bit of guitar noodling, you know, that heavy metal guitar noodling. Thrash. Really good album. Good EP, I guess you would call it. And it's on the Triple B Records. And it's on black vinyl, yeah. One cool thing about Triple B Records is they have the standard label, and you know, it's kind of cool. And it's got words and a man, a policeman, the man. And the reason I I hadn't shown that for more than 6 months, 8 months, you know, is this one just came out. Mind Force, New Lords. And that's what the band looks like. Or at least the singer, you can see. And it's got a photo collage of the band, which is better than most because the pictures are kind of big. You can actually see what's going on. It's not worthless. It's got the words, which is pretty cool, you know. Very good album, dude. These guys play really fast. Thrash metal. People that are into thrash metal would like this. People that aren't into that would not like this. But what's the reason these guys stand out to me, and I think they're better than most thrash metal bands, is the singer, man. He is really good. Really strong singer. And this one, I got glorious colored vinyl, and that does come and play in the dead wax in between the songs. You do hear the very, very faint, but once the songs are in, you don't hear shit, man. It's very loud music. And that's it, man. My last video of the year, maybe. Definitely my last vinyl finds of the year. And yeah, take care, everybody. Think about it. Last video of the year. Think about it.